The Golden Knights will head to Dallas for Game 1 on Monday as VGK's Cup defense begins against its former coach in Pete DeBoer. Everything settled in game number 82. It's our WTF edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Stay with.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. We appreciate you doing so. Find us wherever you get your podcast, of course, and please subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We are brought to you today by Monopoly Go. Download Monopoly Go for free on the App Store and on Google Play. Chris, a lot of drama last night unfolded between the Golden Knights and the LA Kings. We got the feeling that both teams were at one point trying to lose. It was a hashtag tankathon. But in the end, the Golden Knights...
stole my hashtag. You stole it. I said it first.
Okay. Great. That's cool. I steal everything. I've nothing original from here. You know that.
Just stick to being an entertainer.
I'm just an entertainer. In the end, the Golden Knights will be opening up defense of the Cup against their former coach and Pete DeBoer in Dallas, and for the Kings, who prevailed in a wild one over Chicago in overtime. LA will now be facing the Edmonton Oilers for a third year in a row. And VGK last night allowing the one and only Frankie Vatrano to score a hat trick in the lackluster 4-1 loss. Adin Hill was, in a word, mid, maybe less than mid. He doesn't really look ready.
Wrong three-letter word there, Tony. That's the wrong three-letter word.
Okay, I was trying. I was digging deep. Don't steal that, though. Okay, for game number 1, it probably won't be Hill now. That did not look good. Jack Eichel scoring VGK's only goal. They tried to set up Jonathan Marchessault. Everyone was bummed. I took a look at who was behind the replay. They shouldn't have shown a replay. And you've got Vegas Bjorn back there at the controls in the TV room showing the replay. What's going on here? Okay, so Adin Hill, not good last night. And another loss to a non-playoff team. And VGK has only, again, won 5 games against playoff teams since the trade deadline. VGK has lost 3 straight to the Ducks. And again, 3 third-period goals. And I am concerned about that, the way that they fall apart. Wow. Did VGK get the draw that you think it wanted in playing Dallas?
I mean, the draw that VGK wanted, or I mean, that's a deep conversation right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's where I'm going, bro. This is
deep. No, I mean, it felt like VGK feels very comfortable with their opponent. So comfortable to the fact that each of the press conferences, I think were 90 seconds and very quick. Like, you can definitely tell it was quick questions, get in, get out. We want to go home. Carlson summed it up pretty well. You got to prepare for elite teams no matter what, whether it's Edmonton or Dallas. That's a fair statement. I mean, they are both very, very good teams. I think the Golden Knights preferred the Dallas Stars, and I'm not necessarily saying that to the extent of they didn't put their best foot forward. They didn't put their best foot forward. They were terrible
shenanigans. There were shenanigans.
They were terrible last night. They were bad.
I don't think either team. I don't think the Kings nor VGK wanted to win the game. So
I'd said it. A $5 parlay if the Blackhawks would have won that game would have paid $77, 16, 17 to 1, whatever that math works out to be there. I mean, it's just so bizarre. I mean, listen, you can argue that the Kings maybe didn't care as much, but the Kings were going. Like, I watched about the last 12 minutes of the game after the Blackhawks took the lead. The Kings were skating. They were out there hitting. They were skating head over heels faster than the Golden Knights were in their game. They were putting hits on in the corner. They were taking runs at Bedard, and the Golden Knights, I mean, they didn't want the game last night. Why didn't they want the game? That's another discussion that I'm sure we're going to go down that path at some point. Well, we already are. But the Golden Knights just didn't have that drive. And Tony, I didn't even think about the 3 goals in the third period that were given up. I honestly didn't even That didn't even cross. I mean, what was an empty there, but still, that didn't even cross my mind thinking about it until you just brought that up. And
they're close to 50. I have the math there somewhere else. It's about 50 goals since February the 1st there that they've given up in period number 3. Huge concern. Huge concern. I don't care who's on the ice for the Golden Knights.
How much stock do you actually put into that game? I mean, look, let's just okay. I'll put it out there. The Golden Knights might have tanked
team when they were trying and going 100 miles an hour. They're still losing to crappy teams. Not
right. But here's what I'm saying though. Let's just assume for a second that the Golden Knights didn't necessarily want to win that game last night. I'll put it very PC. Let's just say that for a second. If that's the case, how much stock should we as media, as fans, or whatever the heck it is,
entertainers,
sure. Should we put any stock into the outcome of that game? If the Golden Knights did not want to win that game, should we put any stock into the outcome of that game?
It's hard to tell. And you still have to clean up a lot of facets of your game. And again, giving up.
But drop the Anaheim game, Tony. They looked garbage. Drop the Anaheim game. They've looked all right down the stretch. They've looked all right. They've been great at home. I think they're on an 8-game home winning streak or something. They haven't lost since the Tampa game.
I still say that was fool's gold. I do.
They won the games. I mean, they won the games down the stretch. How's that?
We'll see. We'll see if they're legit in the playoffs.
And that's fair. We'll see. I want predictions. I want something for us to go back on and say, okay, no big deal. Or, yep, Tony, you were right. Like that's what I'm looking for right now. That's what I'm looking for out of one of us right now. And if the Golden Knights
I don't trust VGK. I'll be honest with you. I don't trust them heading in.
Well, that's another conversation for another time for me personally. But that's pretty funny.
I meant on the ice, bro.
There's a lot to be concerned about with the Golden Knights, and I did write an article for Inside the Rink. It was my first one when I did my triumphant return with Inside the Rink. About the light going on for the Golden Knights. And I think it's important to look at the big picture, look at the totality, look at the fact that I still say every injured player will be coming back. We can argue about that on another show for another time. We might need a lot of fluff topics if the Golden Knights are one and done, which Chris Kondo seems to think so. But you look at the vets, you look at what happened last year. There is a lot of assumptions happening that the second the playoffs start, boom, they're back. And maybe they are. Maybe they are, Tony. Maybe they are. Maybe this was just the perfect
they'll be better. They'll be better in the playoffs than they have been. And still don't think
that's
even
layup,
in those
Tony.
wins.
That's a layup comment right there.
I know, but even though they were winning those games, I still didn't see a lot of greatness. And out of this team that
you saw small things though.
Pockets? We saw pockets.
Right. And I'm suggesting the playoffs are going to
said? You can't just play pockets. Together. If you play pockets, you're done. And if you play 40 minutes, this series goes 5 games.
If you play 50 minutes, this series goes 5 games. Dallas is good. Dallas is a good team. They're a good coach team. They're Pete DeBoer. I mean, that second segment. Back to the first segment.
Okay, back to the first segment
against the Ducks.
Okay, for Cassidy, a little irritated in the post-game presser, or at least he's a good actor. If he wasn't, he said, "Who do we have?" And let's get ready for them. So he was like, "Okay, let's go." In that game again, good goaltending, by the way, by Lucas Dostal. He gave up just 1 goal on 30
He's got a good future.
shots.
He's got a good future.
They need a good goaltender, right, for the future, and they do need for that team to come together. I think Zegras, is he a free agent at the end of this season? I was just curious.
Still going through RFA stuff because I know he was RFA all the way up until training camp or something. So
right,
usually those are 1-year deals coming out.
1-year deal. That's what I thought. I don't understand how they play that. Put together the line combos on that team, and I thought that Zegras and Terry should be together, and they do have a good one there. And Cutter Gauthier had an assist in his first game.
He's got some wheels. He's got some wheels.
That's what I'm saying. He was pretty
good. His drives to the net. I like that dude. I mean, small sample size, but passed the test in the first game.
Right. And the best Carlson on the ice last night was with the Anaheim Ducks. We saw that. And then Eichel scores his 31st goal, 68 points on the season. And state-run television gave the goal to Marchessault, even though he didn't even touch the puck, right? And then we see Marchessault is even Selly doing his Selly thing, however you guys say that. And he's just
Marcy
dancing.
pointed at Eichel right away. Knock it off.
Okay. But I thought that it was a setup there. They were trying to get that 43rd goal for Marchessault.
Yeah,
They
listen,
were. And
that
I
would have
think
been
the
nice.
steam came out of the team after they couldn't get it there on that. They thought that there was a deflection. They shouldn't have shown a replay and just given the goal to Marchessault.
I was writing an article while I was watching the game, and the article that's going to be coming out probably sometime this morning is going to be grading the regular season Golden Knights on my Rata Topics, and Kelly McCrimmon's grade obviously is going to be on there. And I had a tweet queued up because I thought Marchessault scored. I said, "Oh, Kelly McCrimmon's grade just went down in my article coming out or something like that." But then the goal was not given to Marchessault, so I never posted the tweet right away.
All right. Coming up next, of course, it is WTF What the Friday. We are loaded up on the third segment of today's
we're
show.
Just loaded.
Next,
we're just loaded.
Okay, we're loaded. And then coming up next, the first look at the Stars and who will return for VGK when they open the series.
Everybody will return
on Monday.
You were doing a teaser. You were doing a teaser. I'm sorry. My bad.
On Monday. Back with more right after this on Locked On Golden Knights. With Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $292 per year for $1 million of coverage, which is really good. Some options offer same-day approval, and you will avoid unnecessary medical. Policy Genius is so convenient and time-saving. It helps you to compare your options from top companies, and their team of licensed experts is on hand to help you talk through it. And you talk to a team of award-winning agents who will walk you through the process step by step. Easily compare quotes from America's top insurers in just a few clicks to find the lowest price. Your work life insurance policy might not offer you exactly what you need to support your family, so you need to take a look at that. They have no incentive to recommend one insurer over another, so you can trust all of their guidance. Thousands of 5-star reviews on Google and on Trustpilot. You need to check them out. Again, check life insurance off of your to-do list in no time at all with Policy Genius. That's Policy Genius. You can head to policygenius.com/LockedOnNHL. Again, it is policygenius.com/LockedOnNHL. Cardasco and Golick from Las Vegas, thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. We appreciate you doing so. Thanks so much. You can find us wherever you get your podcast, and Apple's is blowing up here, and we appreciate everyone tuning in. Our numbers are through the stinking roof. Thank you so much. And of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Locked On Golden Knights. That's where you're going to find the Chris Jr. show tomorrow morning. That's the YouTube exclusive. And those numbers are going through the roof. And I'm sure that Chris is probably a very popular guy now with the ladies who tune in on Saturday mornings. I don't watch the cartoons anymore. Yeah, we'll see. Okay.
We'll see.
Returning for VGK on Monday, Mark Stone out since February the 20th on the ice yesterday were Stone and William Carrier. And he's been out for VGK, out of the lineup since March the 25th, both in non-contact jerseys. Carrier just 39 games this season with the VGK. Alex Pietrangelo returning on Monday as well. No sign of him yet.
He was at the team photo.
I saw that. And then people go, oh, he looked great, but who knows? Maybe.
No, he definitely had a great photo session. He looked good on the ice, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, it's really evident to see. So those are the only players that they are going to have returning as they're cheating the cap system and all that.
I mean, Pietrangelo is the one that I'm honestly concerned about as far as coming back or not. I mean, I don't know. Reading between the lines, I mean, it was reported that COVID was the initial reason why he missed time. And then now it's, if I had to read between the lines, it's issues related to COVID that's keeping him out. You know, that upper respiratory thing that everyone
RSV,
gets. And all
is that what you were going to try to say?
Yeah. You know, and it's hard to go about your daily life when you have something like that going on. Imagine being a professional hockey player that's going to play 27 minutes a night in the playoffs and stuff. So hopefully in health first. I mean, all kidding aside, health first. Hopefully everything is okay with him. And then obviously when he's ready, the Golden Knights need him. You're going to have a very hard time winning a Stanley Cup or winning a playoff round without a player like that who's going to chew up so many minutes against the other team's best players. But outside of Pietrangelo and the fact that Carrier is skating now, that suggests that he'll be ready to go.
Was Mantha out again last night? Mantha
was out, and I don't believe Mantha skated yesterday. I could be wrong on that. If I am,
I don't think he did either.
Me.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Skated yesterday.
But he was there. Stevenson's been out. That's right. Correct. But they were both in the team picture. They look just fine.
Yeah, they look good. Good showing of the team picture.
Great showing.
Stone, all things aside, he's going to be out there game one. Like, if anyone wants to argue that and I'm wrong, fine, whatever, bookmark this. But the Golden Knights getting another opponent that's going to be not starting their series until Monday is very helpful. That was one of my biggest concerns. I put a tweet out there the second the game ended that the Stars have better goaltending, the Stars have better defense, the Stars have better coaching, and the Stars have better leadership than the Oilers, which is why I was hoping the Golden Knights would have had the Oilers in the first round of the playoffs. Clearly, that's not the case at this point. And another concern was knowing that the Oilers weren't going to be starting their series until Monday. I thought that was going to be the only series waiting until Monday, but I guess
until they found out VGK was playing Dallas. Yeah. So let's throw that on Monday too. Give them the extra rest. That's what they do.
I think it's a concert and the building's booked. I don't know. But point being is the Golden Knights catch a break there, which they seem to catch a lot of breaks. But the Golden Knights definitely will be catching a break by starting the series on Monday, that's an entire line basically of players that, a pretty strong forward line of players that are out right now. So it'll be fun to see. First game might be a little rusty as it was last year against the Jets. And then, game 2 and beyond, maybe the light does turn on and everything is going to be perfect and easy peasy, right?
The vlog is coming. The vlog is coming.
VGK has beaten the Stars in all 3 meetings this season. VGK and Dallas, 6 wins apiece in the playoffs and 1-1 series apiece. And that's how it stacks up. Stars clinching the top seed in the West on Wednesday with the win over the Blues, 113 points for the No Stars. Jake Ottinger's playing well, 35, 14, and 4. Scott Wedgwood is his backup. And the thing about Ottinger now, closing out the season really well, 13-3 in his last 16. This has to be LT's game number 1 in net. You can't now go with Adin Hill. He just looked awful, and he's just not seeing the puck. I'm sorry.
All right, so to take a neutral perspective, Bruce Cassidy has said multiple times, do you go with the experience or do you go? I don't know what the exact wording was, but I believe he did.
I'll make something up.
No, but I believe Cassidy did allude to Logan being in better form down the stretch. We'll say it like that. So that's what Cassidy is wrestling with. And by Cassidy, I mean Sean Burke. That's what Burke is wrestling with. And Burke is going to make a recommendation to Cassidy, and Cassidy's going to go with it. I put another tweet out that I felt that Cassidy's mind was already made up for Adin Hill to be the game 1 starter by reading between the lines. I put that article out for Inside the Rink. I think.
Please do not say reading the tea leaves. I hate that stinking expression. Everyone says that on other podcasts.
No tea leaves.
Thanks,
no
bro. Oh, man. I caught a break.
I like tea, but I don't read tea leaves. So reading between the lines, that's certainly where I was going with that one. But watching Adin Hill, 3 goals. Those are 3 goals that need to be stopped right there. 2 gloves and then another short side. Whatever is going on needs to be corrected. But I'll say it again. How much stock do we actually put in this game if VGK got the outcome they wanted? How much stock, starting with Coach Cassidy, do you put into that game? And the answer is 0. If Cassidy's mind was made up, I don't think the 3 goals that Adin Hill gave up last night are going to change his mind. I think Coach Cassidy sees the Stanley Cup, celebration where Adin Hill, was the winning goalie that night. I think he sees that stick save. I think, and to be fair, Adin Hill did put up the 2nd best all-time playoff save percentage by a goaltender in the history of the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs last year. So that gets some weight. That gets a lot of weight. He was the second best goalie ever in playoff history for save percentage. So,
And the draw was a lot better for VGK. Let's say that. Let's be honest here. The draw was better. They had home ice advantage as well and all that. They were playing a
last
hot
season,
team.
of course, 100%.
Yeah. And everything, again, folks, has got to go right for you to win a championship or for a team to win the cup. And they're playing Dallas. You can throw all these numbers out, of course. We are so cliche driven on the show. Dallas, the hot team, 12-2 in the last 14. Jason Robertson, 80 points. 6 players with 60 or more points for the No Stars.
Yeah, I know Stars. That's it around. I'm not saying anything negative about the Stars. I think they're a really good team. This is Pete DeBoer. I mean, let's talk about that really fast. Pete DeBoer is a great regular season coach. He's a great coach at winning a couple of rounds in the playoffs. That's what his career has thrived on. He's been to the Stanley Cup final, I think, twice, lost both times. But DeBoer can get a team, he can do what it takes to come across as a great coach, and he is a great coach. But when it matters the most, when you get to the conference final, when you get to the Stanley Cup final, he just lacks that additional gear. So they're getting Pete DeBoer in his prime comfort, an early round, playoff matchup. So that I don't think that's good for the Golden Knights. I'd much rather take on a team with zero NHL playoff coaching games experience. Whatever. Now Black's
whatever. I understood what you said. It's okay.
So
it's a thought that counts.
Yeah, no, that was
and for VGK, it's really going to hurt them. One thing I think that folks are not understanding is the lack of the home ice advantage for the Golden Knights throughout the playoffs, finishing last.
That matters a lot.
Yeah,
that
finishing as the 8th seed.
Golden Knights on the road really quickly last season, 18-17-6 at home, 27-12-2. That's a pretty good home record right there. Listen, you're not the only cliche that I'm interested in right now is in the playoffs, you're not in trouble until you lose a game at home. Can the Golden Knights steal one of the first 2 games in Dallas? You definitely bet that they can. Can the Stars come back and regain home ice advantage? That's going to be the narrative, not just of round 1, but every single round of the playoffs. I don't know if it's Golden Knights Islanders or Golden Knights Caps. That's the only way the Golden Knights would have home ice advantage at any point in the Stanley Cup playoffs, which would be the Stanley Cup final. Otherwise, every other opponent, the 13 other opponents, the Golden Knights will be visitors in game 1, should they advance all the way to the end.
Games 1 and 2 in Dallas, VGK eliminated the Stars last season in 6 games, 4-2. And the aforementioned Aiden Hill, if you go back, had 2 shutout wins in that series.
How about Jamie Benn? Next, really fast. Jamie Benn's going to be a different player. Jamie Benn's going to come shot out of a cannon.
He will be.
Couple of games.
No, he'll get a game misconduct, and then he'll get suspended for
that would be good. Actually, no, that would be bad because the Golden Knights can't beat the Stars without Jamie Benn in the lineup.
Very true. Coming up next, it is that time of the week again. We know that you've been waiting for this all week long. It is What the Stinkin' Friday. WTF on the way next right here on Lockdown Golden Knights. Chris, I've been told that I'm very competitive. Is that right? Just say yes. Play along. Thank you. Okay, well, I have a competitive side. We all do. And my competitive side is a big fan of Monopoly Go. That's Monopoly Go. And I am sure that you have heard of it. It's been downloaded over 150 million times. Over 150 million times. It's a great twist on the Monopoly game, the traditional one, where you play on not just one board now, but on hundreds of Monopoly boards, which is so cool, and crazy locations. You build up amazing cities that bring you the big money. But the best part is messing around with all of your friends. And you can charge them rent on your My Iconic properties there, just like classic Monopoly. But now I also can rob the vaults and take away their riches myself. And the leaderboards, they show me who the biggest Monopoly tycoon is. That's right. But it's not just my competitive side, folks, that really loves and enjoys Monopoly Go. You can team up with your friends and people around the world in timed tournaments to earn huge rewards. So get in the game today. Download Monopoly Go for free. That's Monopoly Go for free on the App Store or on Google Play. Back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights, Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick from Las Vegas. We appreciate you making us your first listen each and every day. Thank you so much. And of course, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Locked On Golden Knights. I will start off on WTF. Thanks again to the Las Vegas Aviators. Our team went out there last night, the Vegas Thrill. Coach Fran Fleury, she threw out the first pitch, and that was really cool. However, my code does not work anymore to sneak into the pool at the Las Vegas ballpark. And so I was just trying to get out there last night, and all of a sudden I'm locked out. Now, I gave the interns the code too. They get out there. Hey, there's 3 balls in the pool, Tony. Okay, we're going to go back there, and we're going to maybe throw one of you in, and you're going to go and hunt those balls down for us. Second, I can't get into the pool. Boom, home run into the pool area, and I don't get the ball. And I wanted to wave on TV for all my friends to see. So WTF there. And then this, of course, is the Las Vegas Gamblers.
You should have scanned your real ID. That would have got you in.
Oh, low blow, bro. Low blow, but good timing. Good timing. I'll give you that. This is the Las Vegas Gamblers hat that they're going to give away. Well, not give away. You have to buy on Saturday. There's great merchandise out there. So this was so popular with the team that they had to pull back some of their merch there and take some off the shelves and take some offline because they might have sold out before Saturday's What If game with the Las Vegas Gamblers. And so the only person in this world, well, now I probably own the record, the only person in the world with a bigger head than me had to be O.J. Simpson. That was twice as big. But I kept going down the rack there. Higher. Is there an 8? Like, I've got the hugest head in the world. So WTF for the big head, and WTF, thanks again to the Las Vegas Aviators. And WTF, give me the real code, man, and don't lock me out of the pool. WTF.
A lot of ego in that hat right there. Got to be a big hat. All right, so we had the discussion. If we remember earlier in the week, poor Tony couldn't get on Nellis Air Force Base because his ID is as old as his rotary cell phone that he's carrying around in his pocket right now. So good friend Doyle and Mika is the latest Shut Up Tony video with his pup. And Doyle has a military background. So here's the reason why the real ID exists.
Okay.
So clearly the intention of the regulation was to keep malcontents. I hope I said that right. Malcontents, for example, Tony, who relentlessly and frivolously malign citizens, William Carlson, as one of our closest allies that just joined NATO from accessing our military bases. Doyle from the top rope. That was absolutely perfect. Here's the shut up, Tony.
Shut up, Tony.
Here we go, Doyle. That was an absolute gem from you and Mika. And I'm going to fire mine right here. So, the Arizona Coyotes fans, and we have local Vegas supporters right now. They're not happy when I say something about the Coyotes, and then that's okay. That's fine. No problem. So I'm going to call out Andy, and it's Code and United is your Twitter hashtag. Calling you out, Andy. So you started out with a tweet. Basically, you wanted to make me look bad as far as ripping on the Arizona fans. So you quote tweet something that says, Arizona fans cared. I'll push back on that. That was my tweet. And then now you start off by saying, after 2 weeks of trolling them, saying, I don't care. So now I ask Andy to provide some examples of where I said that the team didn't, where the fans didn't care. So he quote tweets single comments where I am having a good up and back with the Coyotes fan about why they left Glendale in the first place. And all this clown did was quote tweet things that I said instead of quote tweeting the entire situation. So if someone wants to call me out on Twitter for a comment or something, you go right ahead and do that. But don't just quote tweet one comment. Look at the response. Look at the chain as to why we got there on that. You're not going to make you're going to come out looking bad yourself if you don't tell the whole story. And Andy, I was hoping to wake up, I think it was Thursday morning, to see some responses, and well, you shut up pretty quickly after some of my comments. So Andy, you get my WTF. There you go, Andy.
Okay. WTF, how was Jack Eichel the number 2 star last night? Frankie Vetrano was the number 3 star with a hat trick. WTF, that was so stupid.
Did they do a number 1 star, or was it the fan?
Yeah, Dostal. It was Dostal, the goaltender who played well. But how in the world is Eichel? And no, Eichel should not have been any star because they were trying to set up Marchessault there at the goal mouth. WTF, could Aiden Hill keep Tony out of Nellis? And I would say this is at the rig season. I would say, based on his performance last night, he couldn't keep anyone out of anywhere.
Tony, just go to his glove side. You'll get right in.
WTF, this is from at Skynet VGK. How much Dasco complains about the games being rigged, is he really a Rags fan or a closet Edmonton fan? WTF. From at E-Runs turning on me. WTF, Turncoat Tony. That's my new nickname. Turncoat Tony says VGK's playoff schedule is rigged when his New York Rangers will have 5 days off before starting. Now, that is absolutely rigged. Okay, with Arizona, I'm going to go a step further, too, with Arizona. WTF, with Arizona moving to Salt Lake City to become the Marcia Salt Lake City team, look for a new divisional alignment, perhaps. Maybe they return the old Arizona team, returns to the West, and maybe another team is traded there. No, I mean to the Pacific, I should say, not to the West.
There are so many questions about the
Edmonton
Utah
to the
Hockey
Central.
Club.
That's a stupid name. Edmonton to the Central.
I hope not.
Same here, of course, but it's so rigged.
Not.
And then, okay, so WTF, another one. This is something that's been bothering me all week. So Bruce Cassidy's been saying, no, we don't play a goalie rotation in the playoffs. And lo and behold, here we are. WTF, Bruce.
We'll see how that shakes out. I mean, I was looking to see if we had some YouTube comments, but it's more or less just people blasting Tony. Really don't qualify as WTF comments. We'll see if they wind up doing a rotation or not. I'm not a fan of the goalie rotation. I am a fan of the hot hand. So let's just pretend Aiden Hill goes out game 1 and possibly lays an egg. You go back with Logan game 2, and if Logan plays well, he plays. You stick with the hot hand for as long as you possibly can. My last
How
WTF
do the interns get into the pool and I'm shut out? It's like Nellis all over again. It's been a rough week.
Tony in a Speedo, folks. There you go. I'm just going to say that. Tony in a Speedo. Now you can close your eyes and get that dreamy thing in your head right there. I guess my last thing is just kind of a WTF for the Golden Knight fans. Like, everyone is so excited about the Dallas Stars, and maybe that's what the narrative is. Maybe that's our offline conversation, Tony. That's what the narrative is.
Oh,
maybe we
I
want
think you wanted to. Didn't you want to go to Dallas, as part of the team? No?
as
Okay,
part
go
of the
ahead.
team.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, what I will say is Golden Knight fans, everyone is really excited for the Dallas Stars. Maybe the Golden Knights do handle the Dallas Stars. From a money perspective, the Golden Knights, they're plus 110 road dogs on Monday. The series is tilted minus 140 for the Dallas Stars, which is it's a fair line.
It's a fair line. That's a good line.
It might be the closest 8-1 split in the history of the NHL as far as the betting line goes.
Because of the rigness, everyone knows.
Bizarre. So,
yeah.
Golden Knight fans, listen, I hope the light goes on, but I think everyone being excited about playing the Dallas Stars and, they were 3-0 against the Stars in the regular season. I don't care about any of that. It's a different game come the playoffs. And I guess I'll just go one step farther. Everyone's buying into this narrative that, Tony, State Run TV was all over yesterday. It's a new season tomorrow. Everyone starts at 0. Like, there is a lot of hope right now, and I'm okay with the hope. I'm okay with everyone hoping everything gets fixed right away, but there's got to be concerns, like Tony said, right? You said fool's gold, and we both agreed that it's been pockets of very good play. Pockets.
Just
pocket's
40
not gonna
minutes.
get you there. You need the whole suit.
Yeah.
You need the whole suit, not just the pockets. So will the light go on? Will everything just magically correct itself once the playoff lights go on? I hope so. But I do have the same concerns as Tony. Starting when the Golden Knights could have beaten the lowly Anaheim Ducks in game 82 to have a better first round opponents.
Okay. And
WTF.
yes, WTF, Mr. Foley yesterday in federal court trying to get an injunction for that 40-minute game in the playoffs, too. Don't forget, coming up Monday, our in-depth preview. I thought we went way in-depth for our first look at the Stars. Of course, on Monday, we will preview that game and have a lot more playoff coverage for all of you out there. Tomorrow, the Chris and Chris show, the YouTube exclusive. Someone was taking a good shot, too, and said, how do you guys only have WTF? How does Locked On Golden Knights only have 1,600 subscribers on YouTube? WTF? Yeah, get with it. Tell your friends.
It's like
'Cause we're just
1590,
talking
bro.
about
Like
clout.
1590. We only have 1,600. We're terrible.
Okay. We appreciate everyone tuning in. For my man, Chris Golick, I'm Tony Cardasco reporting from Las Vegas. We couldn't do it without you and the everydayers and all of that. We'll see you again on Monday right here on Locked On Golden Knights. The heck is that pool code again at the ballpark? Take care.